Hello, welcome to another lesson. This is Music Theory Grade 1, Lesson 8. Today's lesson is all about bars and bar lines in music. So, let's learn. In music, a bar is a segment of time containing a specific number of beats. It is a segment of time in which a specific number of beats are grouped together. A bar is also known as measure, so if you don't want to call it bar, can call it measure. A bar is often marked by a vertical line which separates one bar from the next, known as bar line. So this here is the bar or the measure. Everything inside this place is the bar, and this line is called the bar line. Let's even look at bar line very well. In music notation, a bar line is a vertical line that is used to divide the musical staff into bars or measures. This is the bar line, it's a vertical line that helps to divide the musical staff into different bars. So this is the bar line. Bar lines help organize the rhythmic structure of a piece of music by grouping a specific number of beats together. All these things you understand it in the next lesson when we talk about time signature. In this lesson, just know that there's bars and there's also what we call bar lines. And these bar lines help to organize the rhythmic structure of a piece of music by grouping a specific number of beats together. Types of bar line. There are 4 commonly used types of bar lines in music, and they are: number 1, single bar line; number 2, double bar line; number 3, repeat bar lines; and number 4, in music notation we use 4 types of bar lines, though there are other types of bar lines used in music, but the most commonly used types of bar lines are these 4, and we shall look at all of them one by one. Single bar line. A single bar line is also referred to as normal bar line. It is a vertical line drawn on the staff to indicate the end of a bar and the beginning of another bar. It helps to indicate the end of one bar and the beginning of another bar. Notice the difference between bars and bar lines. So this is a bar line and it's called single bar line. Another name for single bar line is normal bar line. Double bar line. A double bar line is a pair of vertical lines drawn on the staff. It is used to indicate the end of a section of music, such as a phrase or a verse or a chorus within a larger musical structure. So this is how the double bar line looks like this. See, a pair of vertical lines drawn on the staff. So we use this one to say, okay, this section of a music has ended, let's move to the next section of a music. Maybe when you are writing a song and you finish writing the verse, you use the double bar line to separate the verse from another verse, or the chorus from the verse, or a phrase in music from another phrase in music. The third type of bar line is the repeat bar lines. Repeat bar lines. Repeat bar lines are a type of lines used to indicate that a specific section of the music should be repeated. So this type of bar line, this one, which is called the repeat bar lines, is used to indicate which section of the music will be repeated, whether you sing it again or play it again. There are 2 types of repeat bar lines, and they are start repeat bar lines and end repeat bar lines. Let's look at each of them. The start repeat. A start repeat bar line has a thick bar line followed by a regular bar line with 2 or 4 dots. So you can see it starts with a thick bar line followed by a regular bar line followed by 2 dots. It's either you use this one or use this one, a thick bar line followed by a regular bar line, or you now put 4 dots. Anyone you want to use, either this or this, it means the same thing, but the one that is most commonly used is this one. The start repeat bar line marks the beginning of a section that is intended to be repeated and is often paired with an end repeat bar line. It shows that when you want to repeat that section, you start where the start repeat bar line is, and whenever you see the start repeat bar line, you will always see the end repeat bar line, which shows you where you will end the repeat. End repeat. An end repeat bar line is the mirror of a start repeat bar line. So it consists of either 2 or 4 dots followed by a normal bar line and then followed by a tick bar line. So it's like it starts with two dots or 4 dots, then a normal bar line, and then a ticker bar line. It is used alongside the start repeat bar lines, which shows the start of a repeated section. So this start repeat bar line shows the start of the repeated section, and then the end repeat bar line shows where the end shows the end of the repeated section. The last type of bar line we will look at is the final bar line. The final bar line is a type of bar line in music which consists of 2 lines, one with normal width and the other one thicker. So like this one is normal bar line and this second one is thicker. The final bar line is used to indicate the end of a piece of music. So it's used to show where the song has ended. Whenever you see this particular type of bar line, final bar line means that the song has ended. In this lesson, we've learned that a bar is a segment of time consisting of a specific number of beats, and the bar line is a vertical line that is used to divide the musical staff into bars. There are 4 types of bar lines in music, or let's say there are 4 commonly used types of bar lines in music, and the 4 types are the single bar lines, double bar lines, repeat bar lines, and final bar lines. Single bar lines indicate the end of one bar and the beginning of another bar. Double bar lines indicate the end of a section of music, whether it's a phrase of music, a section, a verse, a chorus, or any section of the music. Double bar lines are used to indicate the end of that section. Repeat bar lines indicate the section of the music that is to be repeated, or any line or any phrase that is to be repeated. You use the repeat bar lines to indicate where you are to repeat. The 2 types of repeat bar lines are start repeat bar lines and end repeat bar lines. And lastly, we said the final bar lines are used to indicate the end of a piece of music. You can watch the video as many times as possible to understand these things better. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me your question. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Meanwhile, let's answer some of my own questions, and we will see in lesson 9.